All right, welcome back. We are just from a discussion on entrepreneurship among young people. And right now, we are going to have a conversation on navigating and thriving in the PhD thesis journey. And this specifically is concerning the workshop that will be held in Kenyatta University to help prepare PhD students navigate their journey, especially those who are in the ABD stage, and that is all but dissertation. We are having that discussion. And I told you, those people who are following us on our social media platforms, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on X, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on WhatsApp, you understand that I told you we are having a packed discussion with brilliant minds joining us this morning, helping us understand how well do we get to these stages. We've had situations where PhD students, we've also seen memes of a PhD student saying that it has been a long journey and finally it has come to an end, or someone saying that you've given your all in preparing your thesis, and then you get to you are now defending your thesis and you're told, you know what, go and I don't understand your methodology is quite wrong. So we've had such memes coming up across our social media platforms or in our timelines. And this morning, we are having a discussion to help us know how well do we get to pass all the way to the end, especially when you're bringing new knowledge or new information in the education sector. So allow my guests to introduce themselves in studio, and we'll be having more of them joining us as we move forward via online, and more of them will be joining us also right here in studio. So let me begin from my far right. Dr. Please introduce yourself to our viewers back at home.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us in the studio. I am Dr. Jacob Omolo, a senior lecturer in the Department of Applied Economics in the School of Business, Economics and Tourism here at Kenyatta University. I am also the Director of Research, Capacity Building and Consultancy Services at the university.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. For how long have you been in education, in the education sector, especially when guiding students who are doing their thesis?
I effectively joined Kenyatta University in the year 2010 as a tutorial fellow. Then within the year, I graduated with a PhD degree. And then after 2 years, I would say, I started guiding our students, both masters and PhD students, in going through their projects and also thesis. And our program also has a coursework component. So I started teaching the PhD class in the year 2013.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm now to you, Dr.
Good morning, Sylvia. Thank you very much. My name is Jennifer Kibicha. I'm actually a Kenyan, but I am a Carnegie Fellow, and that's what brought me to Kenyatta University. I'm an associate professor at the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is next to Chicago, and you recognize Chicago because that's where former President Obama comes from. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm a health economist.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, yes, health economist. For how long have you been doing this?
I graduated with my PhD in 2007. I did a postdoctoral fellowship at the Medical College of Wisconsin, and then went on to work there for 3 years. And then I moved to University of Wisconsin in the then College of Nursing, now School of Nursing, in 2013. So it's been a while, many years.
All right, thank you so much. And those who are joining us online, they're already here. We'll be also talking to them. They are PhD students also. They will be helping us understand the challenges they face. We also have committee members who will also be talking to us later. But let's maintain here in studio about the workshop that is upcoming. Dr. Ari, from where you sit, how important is it, especially to the students right now? Because oftentimes, as we were talking before we began this conversation, we were saying this generation is very privileged to have mentors who are closely helping them succeed in terms of preparing for their thesis and all that, their research projects. So how important is such workshops, especially to the students?
Thank you very much. That's a fantastic question. You know, in the workshop that happened last week, we are just like a week late for this particular interview. We showcased the importance of mentorship, and you were very spot on. You know, when I was doing my PhD, it was a very lonely journey. It was between me and my committee members. Now we recognize that PhD is a communal process, and that the mentor is key to the success of any student. And so the workshop showcased a collaboration between the diaspora fellows and the university, and we had over 500 people join us, about 50 people or 60 people in person, and another 500 or so at different points online, just to show how important the topic was for everybody. And I just want to kind of hand the mic to our host diaspora fellow, that would be Dr. Molo, to elaborate.
All right.
Actually, you see what Jennifer has talked about is that during her time, it was between her, the committee members, the mentors. But remember, for us, our structure at Kenyatta University and also other universities in Africa is that the PhD journey is between you and your supervisor. There is a little difference here, because the supervisor is like somebody overseeing your work. It's like somebody to hold you accountable. But remember, in this particular journey, we want to play more of an advisory role. That yes, as you said previously, this is the methodology that you are putting forth, but I think you can look at it from this particular perspective, so that I just don't tell you that the methodology is wrong without giving you some idea on how you need to reshape it so that it can look good. The other thing is that we think that we need to adopt more of the mentorship approach. The mentorship approach has the human face in it. For example, if as my student I give you comments on your work, I expect you to get back to me. But most of the times, even if you take a week before you get back to me, a month before you get back to me, 1 year before you get back to me, most of the times some people will not even check with you that what could be the problem. But remember, you may be having some social programs which are not necessarily aligned to the academic issues. So as your mentor, we need to check with you. Are you okay? Are you still on track? Is there anything that I can do so that I can help you get back on track? So that's why we thought about this particular program, so that it can help us reorient ourselves, so that we do more of advisory role. We make the contacts with the students to be much closer. We provide the mentorship which is required. And of course, at the end, help us to improve the completion rates, because there is really an issue with the completion rates, which we are recognizing as a university. The students are recognizing it. Even the larger part of the government is recognizing that as a problem.
All right. Now, in this generation, I would love to mention that in the recent past, that was last week, I saw a parent telling her daughter that, you know, this generation of viewers, you want everything to be done for you. And he was insinuating that this generation is quite weak in terms of that. So from where you sit, there is more of mentorship and more of assistance given to the students. Is it something that makes them weaker, or is it something that strengthens them?
Actually, to me, I think that mentorship is meant to strengthen the mentee, because you are simply telling the mentee that if you want to do this, try this route, instead of leaving the mentee or leaving the student in a jungle, because you have also gone through that particular jungle. The PhD jungle, we have also gone through it, and you got your way out. So we are simply saying that if, for example, you want to identify a good research topic, these are some of the things that you need to consider. If you want to do a good literature review, these are some of the things that you can consider, and these are some of the search tools that you can do. In my view, it's not making them weaker, but it is strengthening them and also facilitating them so that you increase the research productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. And Dr. Lee, how effective, from where you see it, how effective is the mentorship to the students?
Mentorship is not weakness. It's not enabling. It's not codependent. It's actually creating interdependence. Because as somebody who has been in the field longer, just like Dr. Molo was saying, they have seen ahead, and they can show you the way, and they can provide the guidance. They can open the spaces for you, whether it's in the professional space as well, or connecting, networking, and all those opportunities. As a matter of fact, the probability of being successful is highly dependent on the support that you get from your mentor. The better the mentorship relationship, the more likely that the scholar is going to succeed. Because as a young PhD student, you go through, you get your PhD, and then after that you have to navigate the job market as a young scholar, and you have to develop your credibility and build your reputation, build up your scholarship, build up your research so that you can advance in the field. And the expectation is that just like you've received mentorship, then you pass it on to the next generation. And so that is how, just like in the old days, we used to teach the younger people, and the younger people grow up and then teach the younger people. So you're passing it on from generation to generation. So the mentorship and advisory model is the way we ensure that the scholarship continues.
All right, thank you so much. Now, Dr. Lee, help us understand how this workshop was brought at Kenyatta University.
Actually, this is part of a program. We call it the Carnegie African Diaspora Fellowship Program. Myself, together with Jennifer and two colleagues who are online, Dr. Josephine Gitome and Dr. Priscilla Ndegwa, did a proposal to the Carnegie African Diaspora Foundation so that we could have a fellow here at Kenyatta University work with us on a felt need from May to August. So that's how Jennifer came in. And the felt need that we identified is the low completion rates among our PhD students. We focused it on our School of Business, Economics and Tourism as a pilot, and specifically the economic section of this particular school. So we identified that since we started the PhD program in 2007 as a school, we have enrolled quite a number of students, but then only a few of them have successfully gone through. Actually, you could put it at 5% in terms of completion rate. And we realized that this is actually low. So then we did that particular proposal so that we could have the diaspora fellow, that is Jennifer, come to Kenyatta University so that we can share experiences in terms of how they manage to have their completion rates at around 70%. And yet for us here, we are talking about 5%. So we had a number of activities, one-to-one meetings with the students, one-to-one meetings with the faculty in economics, and especially the ones who are supervising. And also we had a general workshop for all the faculty and students at Kenyatta University. This is how the workshop that we did last week came about. And because we wanted to tap on the experiences of other people, then we also had several speakers, particularly from the United States, talking to us on the need for deepening mentorship and also mechanisms of increasing research productivity, identifying what kind of things we can do, and also the kind of the search tools that people can use which are available so that they can increase on their levels of efficiency. And of course, generally, talking to us on how we can develop a cordial relationship between ourselves as faculty and also with the students, so that all of us can thrive and get better.
All right, thank you so much, Daktari, and your doctors.
Yes,
Jennifer.
yes.
Thank you so much for your time. At this point, I want us to be joined by the committee members and the two students who are joining us online so that they can give us the experiences, especially the students giving us experience on how it is like to be mentored by lecturers who took part in the workshop and how well they have a close relationship with their lecturers, that is, or their supervisors. And at this point, I would release you. But first, let's get to hear what Daktari or the committee members their experiences in relation to the workshop. And I will begin by allowing you to introduce yourself. Let me begin with the students who are joining us.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Miriam Nyoki. I am a part-time lecturer and currently an ABT. I have done all but thesis. I'm in the School of Economics. Thank you.
All right.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rafael Matu. I am a consultant and I am also an ABT. Glad to join you this morning.
Thank you so much. And now to the committee members.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Priscilla Devi from the School of Business, Economics and Tourism, specifically teaching in the Department of Business Administration. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Josephine Gitome. I'm a senior lecturer from the Department of Philosophy and Religious Studies in the School of Law, Arts and Social Sciences. Thank you for having me here.
All right, let me begin with you, Dr. Priscilla. How was your experience like in this workshop that occurred in about a week ago?
Thank you. It was a great experience where we brought the lecturers and the students, the ABTs, into one forum to discuss their experiences in navigating the journey of doing PhD. There was a lot to learn, the best practices from the Western universities that I felt as a person are good to bring on board in our mentorship process. One thing that we have here in Kenyan institutions or universities is where we have a teacher-student relationship. When in this journey, we look at the lecturer as the supervisor and the student as the supervisee. And it appears like the supervisor is having an upper hand on the supervisee. But there are tips that we learned in that workshop that we need to redefine this relationship and look at it as a mentorship relationship where the mentor is actually mentoring the mentee and they're working together in this journey, following up on the mentee. And we thought that this strategy is a better strategy and we can adopt it in our Kenyan institutions. Thank you.
All right, now let's get to Raphael. How was your experience like in this workshop as a student? How effective is it to you?
Thank you once again. The experience, I would say, was great. Maybe it's not just the workshop because it was a long 12 weeks. So the workshop basically was a summary of what we really learned during the period. For me as a student, I think first of all is to gain experiences on what happens in the US and maybe comparing to what happens here. The issue of student mentorship relationship came up very, very clearly. And it was also quite very encouraging to see ourselves as students sitting together with our mentors in the same workshop, understanding that maybe at times we feel like maybe our supervisors are not giving us the right support. We understood that to complete a PhD, maybe there are those problems which are on the side of the students. There are also those challenges that are on the side of the lecturers, and it was very clear that through the process there is need to have ways in which both the challenges that the students are going through and the challenges that our supervisors are going through, how they can really be sorted so that we can be able to move forward. I think it was a great milestone for me.
All right, thank you so much. And let's now engage our Dean, Professor. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. And I would like for you to introduce yourself to our viewers back at home and briefly, or just introduce yourself so that they can know you first.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Perez Onono. I am the Executive Dean of the School of Business, Economics and Tourism, but I'm an associate professor in the Department of Applied Economics, where I teach in specifically research methodology, but I also teach public sector economics and project appraisal. Yes.
Just to mention off the topic that you're having this morning, I'm always pleased to have women leading us, especially in these top research projects and top positions. I feel proud as a young girl. Yeah. So kudos for mentoring us in one way or another. Now, from where you sit as a dean, what is the future of these mentorships, especially to the PhD students, now that you head that department?
Yeah, let me start by saying that training in PhD is strategically to continuously ensure that we have senior scholars training others right from undergraduate through to PhD, because we don't live forever. For example, today I'm a PhD holder, but there are those people who are coming, the children who are being born, they are growing up, and the economy needs people who are knowledgeable, people who are skilled. And therefore, this training is continuous. It lasts beyond our lifetime. So when we are here, then we do our best to ensure that we have a critical mass of people who are knowledgeable and skilled, and they can be able to take care of the future generation. By the way, that is what sustainable development is all about. Yeah, getting the best in our day, but also leaving sufficient critical mass of resources for the population of tomorrow. So when this particular opportunity came to us, it comes to us at a time when, of course, the previous speaker had already talked about the challenges of we have people who come into the PhD program, and when they come, they are looking at, in the next 4 years, I should be done. I should have this title of a doctor. And therefore, this mentorship comes to give us an impetus, a kind of a stimulus that can actually make those who are somewhere, it's like lost in the forest, to find their way and actually reach the destination where they are going. So in my view, it is something that has come to us at a time when we need it the most. Yes.
Thank you so much. Now that the workshop was concluded last week,
yes,
what should you expect next?
Yeah, particularly as colleagues have shared, during the workshop, we just looked at how can I be an effective mentor? And again, how, as a mentee, how would I maximize on the opportunity of being mentored? Yeah, and what I see, I came into this project as a host, because the target student, where you select a group, you work with them and see if it works, and then learn the lessons and spread it across. So I was a host of this program because my students were selected to be part of it. So my expectation is that the students, that workshop where we were, we did not just limit it to economics. We opened it up to the university, and we had all departments participating in that workshop so that there are spillovers, and so that the impact is great. So what I'm expecting is that specifically my students in economics that are lost somewhere are energized alongside with their mentors, And I therefore expect that there is going to be a lot of activities back and forth between the students and the mentors. And perhaps we are going to see an increasing number of students, those who have been lost, an increasing number of students coming back to restart their work. Those who had given up, they'll come back and restart their work. And that of course they are going to make the mentorship relationship more active, both initiated from the student side and also from the mentor side. But I may not be able to assess what is happening in the entire university. But given that this is something that was open to the entire university, then we are thinking that there's going to be a catalytic kind of a reaction, so that what we expect to experience in economics will not just be within our economic section, but we would realize it in the business section, in the hospitality and tourism section, and even in the other schools within the university. Yeah. So at the end, we are talking about increased numbers of PhD graduates in every graduation ceremony.
All right.
Yeah.
That is a very positive thing to expect in the future.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Before he left, he told us that there is high rate of incomplete. That is, Dr. Yomolo told us that there is high rate of incomplete research projects, especially among the PhD students. And now that we have that coming forth, or expecting such a huge milestone to all faculty or to all schools in the university, that is a very positive thing to expect. So, Dr. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Sorry, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I would like at this time for us to be joined by Mary, so that she can tell us how has her experience been like, and what she expects now that Professor has told us what is upcoming after the workshop. So Mary, from where you're joining us, what do you expect as a student?
Okay, thank you. As a student, this has been a good journey, because I now expect to have more of an engagement with my supervisor to be more of a mentee and less of to talk to me rather than at me. And over the 12 weeks, we have been meeting with my supervisors, and we have made progress. I feel I have made very, very good progress. I feel like the mental blocks that I had are now gone away. So I feel like I am making progress, and I hope by maybe within this semester I would have defended my proposal, because I'm getting very good support. The program was good because it helped us to see how our supervisors see us, and also see how we view them, so that we were each acknowledging where the shortcomings are. I think that was the most important thing. I think a lot of the group, we are only two here, but a lot of the group feel very inspired, and they're working very hard to achieve their academic goals. Thank you.
All right, that is a very interesting experience. And now let's, Josephine, from where you sit, we have seen, or we have been told by Professor what you expect to be coming up after this workshop. So as a mentor, what is your expectation?
Thank you. Yes, as a mentor, I expect more relationship between me and my students. I also expect the students to understand that I'm not coming in as a supervisor who is simply like carrying the whip, chasing the student to check where is he or she at, and why hasn't she done this or the other, but rather relating with them in a way that I get to know their world, their experiences, and if these experiences have anything to do with the delay of the work, if there be any delay. And if there is no delay, then we can celebrate the moment of success as we move to the next milestone of writing. Because writing a PhD has very many stages, and in each of the stages there could be some stops that are coming up because of some barriers. So my relationship with my supervisee or mentees would be that of going beyond the paperwork so that we can unlock those barriers that block progress. I'm hopeful that this, having started from the School of Business, Economics and Tourism, is actually going to move on into my School of Law, Arts and Social Sciences, and even to other schools, because we have the structures in place. We have our graduate school, we have our postgraduate committee chairs in every department, and we also have research coordinators. And I'm thinking this whole system is there. It's just a matter of putting some little more energy to see the structures actively operational and yielding the results we are looking forward to. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And as a young generation, we say mbele iko sawa, especially for those who intend to pursue their PhD and masters in terms of research and your thesis. With these partnerships, we can say mbele iko sawa. So for Dr. Priscilla, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Dr. Josephine, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. And Raphael, thank you so much. Also, Mary, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. We hope to have you in this show in future discussions in relations to matters education, and that is advancing educations. As PhD holders, master's holders, you are an inspiration to the young generation that are watching you this morning. Now, coming back to studio, this is where we began from. I would like for you to give us any final remarks, especially advice to the young people who intend to pursue either their master's, their PhD, and are really scared of the thesis and the research work. Let me begin with the ladies first.
Thank you very much. It's been very interesting listening to the Dean and my colleagues as well. We are part of a team that put forth the application. I must say that it's important to understand that this mentorship is part of a bigger conversation, because as a PhD student who is a young person who probably is working or maybe slightly older, they have a young family, they have a job, and they have other social responsibilities. There's so much that can interfere with that process. And so in the 9 to 12 week program that Raphael mentioned, we talked about the importance of being able to prioritize things like writing and your dissertation, because those are the things which have the least accountability. Nobody is going to ask you, hey, did you write your thesis today? But if you don't show up for work, if you don't show up for your family, there are consequences, there are repercussions for that. And so as a young person who is thinking, I want to advance, because at the minimum, a master's is needed in this economy. There's so many people with bachelors. And so it's important to do your master's degree so that you can advance and specialize. Maybe a PhD if you want to go into higher level scholarship, but master's for sure. As a young person, you want to be strategic about that journey. Identify a mentor. That's where it all starts. Get somebody to help you figure out what you want, and then look at the person who you want to emulate, and then learn from them. And I must add that YouTube and all the other sources are still viable mentors as well. And then you don't have to go through the same hardships that we went through doing our PhDs. You can learn from them, and just make sure that you get a mentor to help you navigate life. Because as I said, the reason why you have low completion rates, the reason why some people take 15 years or even longer to do their PhD and many others quit along the way, is because they lack the social support. They lack the network that is needed. And they lack somebody to help them to navigate all the other things that interfere with what is most important. So prioritize, get accountability through mentorship and your peers as well, and focus on what's important, recognizing that what is most important for your future might have least accountability. So you must be able to create time, get the support network, and get the resources you need to succeed, and it shall be well.
All right. Thank you so much. If you're home, you're at home, you heard that masters is the least. I heard you heard that right. It's the minimum, the bare minimum. All right, now Dr. Molo.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just starting with that bachelor's degree is now given. It's all like almost everybody has it. So masters is the minimum. But in this particular framework, having taken care of the social aspects that Jennifer has talked about, I think it's also important for us as students to commit time to the work. You also need to develop the habit of daily writing. Even if you decide to pick 30 minutes in a day where you will be writing every day, 30 minutes, it will make you to move a step ahead. Jennifer has mentioned the issue of an accountability partner. That is also very important because we say that the PhD journey is very long and windy. People find themselves lonely in the process, but you also need to have somebody to be checking on you on a daily basis just to find out if you actually wrote for the 30 minutes that you committed to write, if you identified the problem that you wanted to identify, so that in the process you have a shoulder to lean on. Thank you. Lakini, as you said, mbele iko sawa.
Mbele iko sawa, indeed. Now, thank you so much, Dr. Omolo and Dr. Kibicho, for making time for us this morning. Yes. It is very interesting. I must say that I'm inspired. In as much as I'm inspired to be successful as a woman, I'm also inspired to, go beyond the minimum, the bare minimum in terms of education. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Now, to viewers back at home, allow me to read a few feedback that you have sent us this morning. We have Beyonce Thande saying, leo nimefurahia sana, ambia producer, apesi namba ya mpesa. We have Beyonce Thande still saying, the future is really female. We have Naomi Njeri saying, so proud of these brilliant women who've earned their PhDs and are lighting the way for others. We have Hugo saying, way to go, setting great examples for young girls in the society. We also have Celine Dominic saying, they are really an inspiration to the young people who want to pursue the same. The conversation today is very interesting. Kudos. Thank you so much for having time for us. For those who joined us online, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. This is an inspiration to the young people, especially the young girls. Of course, there is the young men also, but more so the young girls who often see it as a huge stone ahead of them. Now, coming up next is a discussion on the state of our nation, and that is on the newspaper review. See you after the break.